Lichess and Twitch. International Master William Paschall with my pet panda. Put your mask on, right? I'm like Mike Pence. I don't have to wear a mask. I'm special, panda. It's just not right that you have to wear a mask and I don't. I understand. I feel for you. But I have to do all the talking. I can't talk to our viewers if I don't wear if I wear a mask. Anyway, little political insight. So what's up, guys? Weird Openings Wednesday. Let's get a warm-up game. I haven't played since yesterday's stream. Not that long ago, but the wheels have ground to a halt in my mind. All right. Let's see. The lobby. Is there a bar in this lobby? Man, not many challenges there. See that? There was just 2 games. Weird Openings Wednesday. So be or nice. It would be so be nice, but now it's so sober nice. Sober nice. It's nice to be sober. I think so too. All right. The Nimzovich defense. It's not that weird. For most people it is. For me, I do have a propensity to play this. Acerbate b6 is not good in tandem with knight c6. Bad French. But not as bad as against knight f3, probably. It's the hillbilly attack against the Nimzovich. We gotta come up with something new for someone on sound, something imaginative against this hillbilly attack to the Karo Khan. d5, logical and good, but it leads to a symmetry. Still, it's strong. This is like an acerbate setup against the Sicilian. d5, ed, bishop b5. How bad is that for white, actually? Probably bishop d6, but then you have like queen e2 check. I don't really like that. All right. Leaving me in a little bit of a quandary as to what to do. I mean, this clearly equalizes, but playing for a win is tough in a symmetrical structure. Hopefully he doesn't play it accurately. Queen e2 check right away is also possible, but then I have bishop e6. Terrible square for the bishop, but his queen will be on e2. So it's a trade-off. Think about what you got. Think about all you got. I said it wrong. Think a lot. Think about all you got. Still morning. Yes, that seems the best move. Bishop e5 check. We're going to try to sneak out of here. This is an unprovoked exchange on c6. I don't really like that for white. That's his good bishop if he plays d4. Maybe now he'd be wiser to play like just d3 to kind of keep the white square weaknesses to a minimum. But I think that queen e2 check instead of bishop takes c6 was his best chance. 1300s are the best. The best at what? That's the question. You're not being very specific. How about the long diagonal? Do we prefer a long diagonal? Do you like a long diagonal or a short diagonal? This is where are we going to sacrifice a piece here? Maybe. It would be pretty serious investment after h3. Sack a piece. King g2. Queen d7. I'm willing to do it, but it's not forced. Maybe a mistake playing knight takes g4. See, this I prefer d3. But still, maybe not a bad move. Alright. So he comes to his senses and plays a central move, not g4. Verting the pin, but we have other issues here. If bishop g5, queen f5, g4. We'll just sack piece there for sure. Dog. That is a dog. Damn, dude. Astrobate, he's trying to put you in the 1300 club. I have to be careful with my language. All these videos you can check out on YouTube. And I'm only allowed to use light profanity, according to my YouTube settings. I report my videos as having light profanity. So, we're allowed to say damn and hell and stuff like that. There are more and more tight restrictions on like submitting my videos for monetization on YouTube. Now you have to like fill out like a 10-minute questionnaire every time. It's like, it was already hard enough to like submit these videos to YouTube. He's pretty solid for 1373. This is just a random opponent. I shouldn't have played him because he has just 36 games. My rule is 100 games, and we're going to stick to it religiously from now on. He has only 40. I was in a hurry to get a warm-up game. He plays a good game until 92, but I think he's already in trouble there. And one can obviously resign now. WJ Loof, welcome. Are you Pennsylvania Dutch or normal? Another donation. Guys, if you'd like to support the stream, you can do more than just give me your pieces. Feel free to donate bits, subscriptions. That wasn't a cue for you, WJ Loof. I was just joking because he gave me another piece. But thank you, man, so much. Thank you, sir, for donating to support the stream. We will continue to try to provide everyone with instructional chess content. I mean, I try not to be a selfish streamer. You know, I don't come on here and be like, I'm going to get over 2,500 and just play, like, you know, just basically video myself, like, gratifying myself with Blitz chess and not really teaching anything. I'm here to teach you guys and help you guys learn. So, for that reason, I ask for your support. I would just, you know, if it was my own personal time, I would probably just play like 3-0 or 5-0, and I wouldn't be able to really teach you guys too much. All right, so weird openings Wednesday. We're taking challenges 5-3 through 7+3. See, this is really weird. Time control from Vietnam, 35-second increments. It's actually not that stupid. I don't know why there has to be 0 base time, but that's not a time control I'm going to play. Is it okay to play the opening fast, slow down the middle game? Well, I mean, you do what you want. You know, if you know the opening, then you can play it fast. Walter Brown would famously like think on move 6 in the Najdorf, but he was a time pressure addict. I would caution you that thinking is good for you. Even if you know the opening, you should probably take a little bit of time. It won't hurt you. Health Master, Troll on a Roll. Alright, Troll on a Roll is a subscriber. Or he used to be. Troll on a Roll is playing some good chess. Yesterday he got a draw against me. I guess you have to be there to understand the Pennsylvania Dutch jokes. But Asterbait and WJ Loof, I think, are both from Pennsylvania. At least Asterbait is originally. Like my family. Alright. You know, for a second I thought this was normal chess. It's close. The king and queen are on the right squares, the bishop's on the right square, so we actually have 4 pieces, half the pieces on their normal squares here. It is not, you're not having a drug-induced hallucination. That's really where the pieces are. I'm pre-fianchettoed on a long diagonal. What a good idea, Troll. Do you want to allow Troll to play e4? He's going to punish me with a center. Now again, I have this sort of working theory about chess 960 that the center seems to be having a superior amount of central pawns and a moving center. It seems to almost be stronger than in normal chess. But maybe that's just because in normal chess I know the specific positions I'm playing where I'm playing hypermodern style. I'm not really sure why it is that it seems like somehow the center pawns, or having more pawns advanced in the center, seems like more of an advantage, or I have less clue how to play hypermodern style in chess 960. But it's definitely, the truth is out there. UFO files released by the Pentagon yesterday. Your old Senator Harry Reid is a big fan of releasing UFO files. Masturbate. Alright. C3. Anyway, once in a while we like to joke about ancient aliens. One of my favorite meme topics here on the stream. So you're threatening queen a4 check, winning a pawn. Although I could probably sacrifice that pawn for the initiative. Oof. First of all, bishop f5. Beat him to the punch. Proverbial punch. How's the punch today, Troll? Bobby Fischer, spelled phonetically, has amazing mind. No. Fischer never had an amazing mind. Alright. How about developing my king side? Good idea. Knight c2 killed 2 birds, the proverbial 2 birds with 1 stone. Stopping queen a4 check. What's the other bird? Damn, Troll. Castling here is illegal. You're not allowed to castle through check. Health Master, I don't really understand why being a good chess player makes you more gullible to fall for conspiracy theories. I think being stupid makes you more gullible to falling for conspiracy theories, but I just joke about it. The ancient aliens. I would think quite the opposite. Though I know some stupid chess players. You don't have to be smart to play the game, obviously. Troll with bishop f4. Yeah, I don't see the correlation either. Maybe they don't get out enough. Maybe that's the problem. They're too antisocial. They don't get out enough, and so they don't know what's real and what's not. Living in a fantasy world, sort of. Chess players are more likely to be antisocial, perhaps. I'm not sure. Rook a1. I've been prevented from castling kingside. I don't know, Troll seems to be getting stronger. He's also faster. He used to be exorbitantly slow. This is a different Troll. How about g5? Just go for it. What did I say about g5, Masturbate? By the way, Troll tricked me. Today is Weird Openings Wednesday. And he knows this from before, but we're not supposed to play Chess 960 on Wednesdays. It's like the Catholic religion not eating fish on Fridays. We're not allowed to play Chess 960 on Wednesdays. Chess 960 means there's no opening, and you can't have a weird opening with Chess 960. You tricked me. It's not allowed. This is the last time I'm going to do like a Chess 960 on Wednesday, dude. Troll is also playing super, super well. You're not allowed to play well either. No, but honestly, Astrobate, the reason why I play g5, because I've told you how weakening that is. And you guys know how much I hate the Grob. At least those who watch the stream regularly. I feel like g5 here is viable mainly because my castling has been prevented. If I still had the option to castle kingside, I don't think I would play g5 there. But given the fact that it's a distinct possibility that I can't take advantage of, I'm gonna. This is a mistake. This is a mistake. What isn't a mistake here? Damn. No, no. I'm not gonna let you crush me. How about a bishop? Troll's playing really, really well. Dude, I'm gonna report you for rating abuse. 1566 in Blitz. How can you be 1500 in Chess 960? That is ridiculous. You're actually better at Chess 960. I don't even understand how nobody reports him. He's like 2000 in Chess 960 or 1900. I mean, it's ridiculous that he's 1500. Look how he like makes his ratings 1566, 1566, 1844 on purpose. If making your rating like a specific number isn't manipulation, then I don't know what is. Playing until you have a specific rating number, he just stops when he gets there. It's not really cheating. But he was never 1500 in Chess 960. I thought he was higher. Like this 1844 rapid rating is closer to his real strength. Probably like 1900, who has a tendency to lose on time a lot. But he's like trolling his ratings for real. Alright. Well, I guess I don't have to exchange on d3. Helps him control the center. As I mentioned, that's a very important concept here in chess 960. I'm even more solid than Troll. How solid he's playing this. Queen g6. Refused to give ground. That's not a bad structure for him. Queen d3. The pawn on d3 controls the e4 square, gives him a half-open file. Really not bad at all for white. You know, it just occurred to me that I can castle queenside. Well, I could have castled queenside. It had never really entered my mind. Now it's too late because I moved my rook. I did move my rook, right? Yeah. Never easy to remember if you moved your rook or not in chess 960. It was like, was it there originally on c8? Or to go back and actually see. That's awkward, you know. What if it was like an over-the-board game? I have to look back on the score sheet. What if it was an over-the-board rapid game and I didn't have a game score and I'm playing chess 960 and I can't remember if my rook started on c8 or not? What do? Do you like ask your opponent, hey, was this rook there originally? Or that's awkward. Because like in rapid chess, you're not required to keep score. You know, online, you could just like try to make the move and it won't let you. That's really funny. Now what do I do? Play for rookmate? No. This will just help him develop. Maybe knight e4. Knight e4 contains no threat though. This is awkward. I guess my knight on b6 is doing nothing. I thought of this as undeveloping. This is why I rejected it. It is securing d5. It is controlling c4, but he's going to play c4 anyway pretty soon. And it's honestly like badly placed on b6. So the master of the e4 square. I seem to be developing a slight lisp. What about e5? Playable? And crazy. Totally crazy. Suicidal. I know one thing about this position I don't like. That bishop pair he's got. The bishop pair he had, correction. His former, the artist formerly known as the bishop pair. You have to find new employment. The bishop gets on the employment line. Don't worry. White square bishop. I thought you were going to play bishop h3 for sure there. Well. Oof. I better be careful about this. Oh, you got everything protected. Unbelievable. White is slightly better. 1500. I might have missed something. I have a tendency to do that. This is good, blocking my rook. He's going to give me a draw here. He's clearly better with the F-file. Seems like a new troll. Not the same old troll. That's stronger now, like candidate master level. You better not play like that against too many people, dude. Rated 1500. Or there are going to be some questions. Here apparently I had knight g4, but I don't understand how this works. Why is this good for black? What's the big deal? There is some deep tactic here. Holy crap. Look at that. Like, I trade queens, I can take on h2. His rook is trapped and his bishop's trapped at the same time. There's no way that I'm going to find that. Like, so the idea is that I can get both. And bishop h3 can be met by g4. Like, all of his pieces get trapped at the same time. Literally no way I'm going to find that. Good game, troll. Though at the end I kind of messed up. I guess it was never better for me. Here I really wanted to play knight g4. I expected bishop h3. Could just play h5. But I guess in his final position I should play bishop takes e5 or something. I don't know. I couldn't find a move that equalized here. Apparently queen h6. This didn't occur to me. It's a really good move. Yeah, that's just weird. It's totally ridiculous, dude. The lichess system, how chess 960. It's just arbitrary. Chess 960 is the same time control for every. Same rating for every time control. Why have different ratings for Blitz and Rapid and normal chess, and then one rating for all chess 960? Whatever. Don't ask me to explain that. Alright. What's up, guys? Good game from Troll. Solid. Solid 1500. Seriously, you better not play that well. Although chess 960 ratings are a little bit deflated. So I think, you know, you can chop a couple hundred points off the chess 960. If I'm 2400 in Blitz, I would be like probably 2200 in chess 960 or something. Guess because not as many people play chess 960. I don't know. I'm not a rating statistician, but that's my theory anyway. So Troll's 1500 in chess 960. He should be like 1700 in normal. But he's playing better than that, you know? I mean, I shouldn't play c4. Can I take this back? It's almost a way to get like a weird opening by playing c4. We should stay on the theme. Double Dutch. The double Dutch. When I was like 1500, we went to a quadrangular round robin tournaments where 4 people play in groups. And my friend had a game where he played like f4, f5 with black. And after the game, we're like, what are you doing, dude? His name was Frank. And this was like 1986 or something, 1987, 86. And we're like, what are you doing? What is this f4, f5? He was like, oh, I was playing the symmetrical English. We were like, no, it's not the symmetrical English. This is the birds opening. He seriously had a book on the symmetrical English. I think I bought it off of him later. So he thought you could just mirror image it and it would still be a symmetrical English. Was it F4 I played against Healthmaster once before? Last week? Or 2 weeks ago? Jim, we're so glad you can make it. Only the sci-fi fans like Jim's cheer badge. Alien badge. But you got to get up to 100k badge. It'll look better. You can start now. H6? Normally Healthmaster plays the opening with a very natural talent. He's claiming though that he was just going to copy my moves and then change his mind. What was up with Magnus Carlsen? Did he lose in 11 moves or something? I don't follow the Carlsen tournament. I don't have time for chess, basically. But seriously, did anybody see this? I guess my friend Vita Levente was looking at it yesterday. Some sort of bishop c4. I can't make it because I have to pay 200,000 bits for some errands. Can't. Oh, you can't make the you can't make the 100,000 batch. Just do the errands yourself. Then you don't have to pay yourself. Is that a possibility? Yeah, I smell weakness on the white squares. Knight e5 is kind of an interesting move. But this is the typical sort of position that if I played it myself, I don't know. Knight e5 feels like the right answer. Then knight e5, knight e5, pawn e5. Maybe I'm a genius. Does this work? Okay, it doesn't make me a genius because I see some obvious move. I'm just kidding around, guys. I'm definitely not a genius. It's the one thing I'm not. I'm everything else, but I'm not a genius. I was talking on the stream last week. I admit that I'm a hard worker, and I think that I'm not that talented, but I've been very devoted to chess, and I've gradually improved. I've been 1200 in my career. It's not like I rolled out of an egg and I was a national master or something. I know what it's like to be a 1200. I can identify with everyone here that's trying to improve. Though it is hard to remember that far back. True. Do you have a photographic memory? So bishop takes e4, knight f7, and black is completely, maybe, white has compensation. But the point of this thing was this. This was the magic reason why I like my position. This recapture, just simply recapture. This knight is embarrassed, and now we have queen h5 check. But frankly, my dear, when you go back and you look at the game, this is... I bring up Magnus Carlsen because there was a game yesterday, I didn't see the whole game, where he did something like not defending his e4 pawn in a standard opening in the white side of a Sicilian, and his opponent took with knight takes e4, and he lost in 11 moves or something. Who was that against? Was it Wesley? Jim, thank you for the donation, 400 bits. I don't want to make you get up to the next badge. I just was commenting. I'm just kidding. But I appreciate it, man. Thank you. We had donations this week. A gift sub for Mr. Coffee, Night Be Free, Mr. Sohan, WJ Loof, and Jim. But did you guys see how many games in the Magnus Carlsen Spectacular are being decided in less than 20 moves? I think that's kind of weird. Frankly, that level, I don't think anybody should be losing in under 20 moves. If it's bullet chess, okay, So knight g5 is a good... Is it a good move? Interesting. Damn it, Jerry. Is that move going to save him? Wow. Well, I don't know about saving him, but it's the only move. I had other options there. Taking, trying to exploit the white squares. Doesn't appear to be any forced win here for white, but maybe there is. Let's see, castles. There, takes. I don't really love this. Olaf Meisters. Hey man, are you accepting challenges? We are. If it's fitting my... Yeah. Olaf, yeah. I will accept challenges. We played f4 on move 1. Not exactly a sane opening. No, Heinrich Danielson plays the birds opening. It's not that bad. You see grandmasters playing the birds opening from time to time. It's not that bad. But black's reaction to it with f5 is extremely risky. When you're playing black, you've got to be twice as conservative as white, I think. But I already told my f4, f5 analogy. Not the word I was looking for. Whatever. You know the word I was looking for. What's the most accurate way to do this? Always take. I'm taking challenges 5-3 through 7+3 with the promise of playing unusual openings. Faked you out. Feint right and go left. No forced mate. There's no forced mate. Disappointing. Don't play f4, f5. I don't think that's really great. But even if you played it, alright. This is greedy. h6 is the real mistake. Honestly. It's probably not that bad. There's actual games here with symmetrical Dutch. Okay, the symmetrical Dutch. Everyday material. We've got any other subscribers to the stream that are going to play first? No? Feel free to subscribe, guys. We'd appreciate it. Could use the support. When you subscribe to my Twitch channel, it helps us to keep this thing going. h6 defend against knight g5. Knight g5 is not really a threat. You know, you don't need to defend against knight g5. I'm not likely to move that piece a second time unless I have a really good reason to go to g5. a4, a5. Okay, strict rule. I am not playing anybody who has less than 100 games of non-bullet. Bullet doesn't count. You have to have 100 games to be kind of established to count. So I've forgotten I have played this player before. It is not recently. a4, a5, Wesley. a4, 5, Wesley. Good luck. Man, I'm getting thirsty. Weird opening Wednesday, that's the theme, but not too weird. Listen, Health Master. If it's a closed position, you can play something like h6. But if it's an open game, like we would have after e45, which is essentially looking like that. Open games, sharper positions, you can't afford to play moves like h6. If it's like a quiet, closed setup, you can, in the Caro-Kann or the London system, you can get away with playing something like h6. It's not good in the Joka piano either, for example. So this is what, the bomb cloud? I'm not like encouraging people to play ridiculous openings with the stream. Hopefully we can punish white here, but the point of my stream isn't to just be stupid and waste time. I mean, I'm talking about like weird openings, like slightly unusual, not like patently like bad. I don't know if King e2 loses by force. Maybe it doesn't. But it's just like a really bad move. I don't want to play stuff that's just really bad. The other day I had a tilt rage moment where I just resigned against an opponent who played knight f3 h6 on move 1. And tilt rage, otherwise known as rage tilt. Commonly known as rage tilt. But when I say weird openings, I think the word that I should probably use is unusual openings, because it doesn't sound as excessively weird. I mean, this is just like a funny joke when you're playing bullet chess, but I don't play bullet chess. And I don't believe it's a good way to spend your time trying to improve in your game. But it's easy to misconstrue the title of my stream if you haven't watched before. I'm going to play unusual but sort of semi-sound stuff. You know, okay, the Latvian, gambits, established gambits that are considered a little bit unsound, that's fine. But the bomb cloud and like f3, king f2 and stuff like that, I mean, let's just save it for another time. Some other place. Yeah, I mean, I want to make e4 break work here, but I just don't see it working. Of course, his only real problem is that he can't castle. Other than that, his position is sound. I was seriously considering playing knight takes knight, pawn takes, and e4, trying to win by force. He actually has 2 moves there. He can probably consider h3, but obviously taking queen d1, and the end game I was trying to evaluate there. Basically, he's playing the Steinitz or Lopez with the tempo up, but the inability to castle is a major handicap. I don't know, Olaf. Like, there's so many gambits and so many different openings. It's kind of difficult to compare them. But what gambit do you think it was kind of the best? Less popular but more successful? Well, I mean, you know, when you talk about gambits, I think like the quintessential gambit is like the King's Gambit. Probably that would kind of fit your question. You can't say something like the Blumenfeld. You never get to see that, and not that many people play d4. And then you still have to go to like, it's just too hard to get a Blumenfeld. It's a gambit played on like move 4 or whatever. And we've got to talk about like fundamental move 2, move 3, I think, gambits. Yeah, I don't even know. Astrobate's favorite is the Halloween Gambit. I'm not even sure what that is, to be honest with you. I've heard of the Dracula Frankenstein variation. Now White's just losing the pawn on d3. His king is trapped in the center fatally. Fatal attraction. Budapest, where I am, exactly. We had a discussion of that with my friend, Grandmaster Vita Levente, who I was hosting yesterday, where he was having this discussion on his stream about people asking if the Budapest Gambit is good. And I try to be politically sort of correct, but he was just like, it sucks, you know? But I would take what somebody like Vita Levente says with a grain of salt, because you've got to consider when people say something sucks. Like, okay, he's a grandmaster, he knows a lot about chess, but he's an e4 player. You know, and being an e4 player, I think, doesn't really give you the authority to say like something like the Budapest sucks, because you're an e4 player, you know? You're a great player, but still, it's not the same as like an e4 player. I mean, a d4 player saying it sucks. Like, if you're an e4 player, you don't have to play against the Budapest Gambit. It was never a major issue for you as a player, so I would take that in consideration. Budapest is not bad, man. I mean, it's not that bad. It's not great. Playable, you know. At the Grandmaster level, it sucks. Is what you know he should probably have said. You know, this is something that sucks at the Grandmaster level, but it's playable for you know, casual players. That's the better way to put it, probably. I think the King's Gambit is the coolest gambit. I'm a romantic. Man, I have e3 here. Even if I do play e3, how do I finish him off? Oh, e3. Is that a good move? The refutation of the bomb cloud. Now, I never really, I don't know, I don't think I really looked at Napoleon's games, sadly. The Napoleonic Wars. They do have recorded games of Napoleon, right? I probably played through like a couple in the big database and chess base, but I don't remember. I don't remember it being a very interesting experience. The Viscount, of course, would remember Napoleon's games. Wow, this is forced mate. Handy. Handy dandy forced mate. The real point of queen g5, of course, was that I was defending my rook on d8, so his fancy knight b5 doesn't work. I was just going to take that. So, yeah, not really the most constructive gambit or whatever. This is not what I'm trying to do here with king e2. It's funny, but it's not good. I don't mean to play like ridiculous stuff. So, Berenson was a subscriber, I think, last I checked. I do accept the subscriber challenges first. People who subscribe to my stream. Speaking of the King's Gambit, I will play it in Blitz. I have no theoretical, like, expertise, really. But I have been hacking. I've been attempting to play the King's Gambit badly for like 30 years now. Once in a while, just for fun. So knight f6, I recall being mentioned by Bronstein in his very, very good book, 200 Open Games, which I think is a chess table, coffee table classic, great chess book by Bronstein. Entertaining, a lot of interesting, cool games. Everybody should own the certain basic chess books, and I think like that is one of them. I would recommend in my top 20. Not like super deep, but historically interesting, good stories and great classic chess games. Okay, bishop e7, threatening bishop h4 check, like a Cunningham gambit. Now I can't remember what happened in that 200 Open Games. The 200 Open Games. It must have been d3, knight g5. I can't remember. I can't really imagine, I should say, another way to play this. He definitely has a game or two in there with this line with knight f6. I mean, it's not considered good by theory. But let's see. I mean, what choice do I have? F takes e4, f takes e5, knight takes e4. Now, queen h4 check. You pretty much have to play knight f3. If you try to be fancy and play something like queen g4, black has d5. There's no... I mean, I guess you can... I take it back. I guess you can play like queen f3 here, which is probably not a very good move, actually. I don't think queen f3, it looks like a Latvian reversed or something. Now bishop h4 check is probably dubious. You pretty much have to play knight move. White is just better. d4. d4 knight pops back to e4. So knight c3 first. I don't know. It would be good if I actually remembered 200 Open Games. Funny that it doesn't seem that bad. I literally don't remember. I think there's at least one game, maybe two, in the Bronstein book with this line. It just doesn't seem that clear to me. I mean, d4, knight e4, bishop d3, d5, and black's position doesn't seem that bad. Maybe knight c3 first, but then black plays d5 anyway. I'm still quite unconvinced by white's advantage. Then there's not that many options, really. But this is a mistake. Like, you have to play d5 first. Because you have to be able to meet d4 with knight e4. I mean, the knight can go back to e6, but that's not ideal. I prefer it to go to e4. But I think here our center is just too strong. We're just rolling. We're basically almost winning. However, one should never be overconfident. Knight g5 ideas. It's still not too late for me to overextend myself here. What I'd like to do is to play h4. Stop him from playing knight g5 and then hit him with d5. But I'm afraid that h4 can be met by d6 or d5. h4, d5. And it's not that bad. My fridge is making a lot of sounds. Alright, d5, d6, d5, knight g5, d6. No. It's funny that d5, knight g5 should be very good for me. We're going to have to think it through, though. How does this work? d5, knight g5. If I take, I free its position. It's not that easy. I'm not even sure that d5 is a good move. Knight e4 is strangely interesting. I don't know what to do, guys. I guess we're just going to have to play faster on instinct here, rather than really trying to figure this out. The very best moves. I'm going to give up on trying to play perfectly and just be practical as we tick down to 2 minutes. I never intended for everybody to play weird openings. Basically, I try to play weird openings. If you want to try to play a weird opening, you can be my guest, but it's not required. That's not my idea. Incredible flood of ambulances. So d5, creating new dynamic disposition. I honestly thought like Berenson was just making this up when he played knight f6. But I'm wondering if this is actually something he's played before. Incredible number of ambulances here. Every day there's like just a non-stop. Wouldn't bother me if it was like occasionally, but it's all the time. It seemed to go on forever. I got church bells and ambulances so they can have like funerals at the same time. 12 o'clock is the church bells. It's 12 noon now. Samuel was a small Uber master. I'm in Budapest. The capital of European Catholicism. No, I don't know. It's always the church bells at 12 o'clock. H6 doesn't seem necessary. Weakening black's king side. Why do church bells have to ring at 12 o'clock? What is it with 12 o'clock? What's so important about 12 o'clock? Funny, like in the United States, there was a Catholic church in my town. I don't remember hearing like church bells ringing every 12 o'clock. Maybe Roman Catholic is different. I don't know. But, alright, we've got castles, c takes d4, c takes d4. The ambulances are far more annoying when you're trying to concentrate. Berenson playing this really well. How strong is he? 2055 in bullet, 1941. These are consistent ratings. 1800 FIDE. Approximately 1800 FIDE. But sometimes it feels like it's like a torture. The ambulances and the church bells. The problem with being a chess player, I've always been ultra noise sensitive. Because I've played in thousands of tournament games where there's supposed to be like total silence when you play. So you're like training yourself for your lifetime, like to play in an atmosphere of total silence. Literally way over 2,000 tournament games spanning 20,000 hours. I've played in total silence, like trying to concentrate. And then I'm streaming and it's like ambulances and church bells. You're just like, not optimal for concentration. It's like the famous story when I would recommend Berenson to take more time. When who was it? Korchnoi? No, it was Botvinnik prepared to play Tal. He had his opponents blow smoke in his face, so he could prepare for the smoke assault. Not a lot of open information here about how bad the virus epidemic is. Knight g5, wow. Timely move. I have like a 9-0 score against him. He seems insanely fast and strong now. I didn't really want to trade more pieces. But white is just better here positionally. Manispur says, they say Oxford will have the cure in 4 months. I heard it was like Indian labs are the ones that are like the most expert. Completely different thing that I heard. I should say I read from a reliable source. There's some major virus labs in India that produce most well, actually, not a cure, man. You're talking about a vaccination, probably. there's not going to be any cure. I mean, what is going on, dude, with this guy? He's just ridiculous. Playing too fast. Why do we have to play so fast? Seems insanely strong, though. But in this time control to make every single move instantaneously. Wow. Played a great game. I mean, it's interesting opening, but I don't understand why you play so fast. All right, so this is interesting. Wow. Bishop e7. So everyone else plays knight g5 here. Bishop e7 is the best move according to the engine. At least on a surface scan. Queen e3 instead of knight g5. Did I play knight takes g5? Yeah, because I didn't want to allow knight takes f3 check. But maybe that doesn't matter that much. But dude, you played bishop e7 like you knew it. And it doesn't even exist, theoretically. What's up with that? Is this recorded, or does this exist somewhere, this opening? No wonder I'm trying to like remember something that I've never seen before. I don't think. That's amazing that there's only one game in this line that's ever been played. Frankly, I think knight g5 is better immediately. I agree with engine here. You definitely want to trade pieces. Someone else we know was at Oxford. All right, bishop e7. d3. But I think you should play knight g5 there. And anyways, white should have a big edge now. But it's surprising how I couldn't find anything special here. I wanted to play d5, but amazingly, geez, knight g1 was the suggestion of the computer there for a moment. Well, anyway, there's a lot of interesting stuff here. That's why I think the King's Gambit is cool. You know, there's still... This variation just goes to show you, like, there's still a lot of interesting stuff, you know, in the King's Gambit, for example, that hasn't been worked out by computers. Because it hasn't been played as much as a lot of mainstream openings. Guys, thanks for joining my stream. I'm going to take as many of these challenges as I can. I'm streaming till about 1:30. Hiroku, Joyful Emptiness, Olaf Meister. Olaf, you have an established account. Olaf, You should have 100 games. You're making me go back on my promises, which is like that nobody can play if they have less than 100 games. I'll make an exception, but nobody else. Viscount von James, 100 games. Hadres has bullet doesn't count. 10, 13. I don't know about him. I'm sorry you used to play on chess.com too. Sorry for you. Look, we have like, I think there is some sort of 5-step program for that, 12 steps or whatever. We're all, they have counseling for former chess.com players. We'll find a counselor for you. It's all right. COVID-20 is French defense, man. So anyway, this is known by a lot of people who study classical games and stuff, but it looks strange to the uneducated. I don't know about knight f6. Is that a good move here? Interesting. We call him. I think we have to call his bluff here. Otherwise, like, what am I doing? Of course, you can play the King's Indian attack with like d3, knight f3, g3, etc. Closed or open? I hate closed positions. Frankly. It's interesting that I think I have this secret hatred for the closed positions going back a long time. I used to, at least in Blitz especially, I used to play the King's Indian classical, what I still do, but even early on, like, I hated playing knight c6, and I sort of forced myself to play other stuff. One Mad Queen is raiding with a party of 12. Jackbox Party Pack. Mistress. Bishop e7. I should start streaming video games. d3. Thanks for the raid, Mad Queen. Somebody that you gift subbed yesterday mentioned you, or they were just like, yeah, they remembered that you gave them a gift sub. How's it going? Recovering? I hope your recovery goes well. What was I saying though? Don't remember now. Oh, about playing chess and playing closed games versus open games. What did I do now? Given white d5. Given black d5. It's a strong pawn in the center. We kind of need counterplay, maybe with like c4 against it to counterattack it. It's hard to organize that here. Yeah, I think that black is fundamentally okay. We've got no real advantage. Queen e2 e5 is a move. Yep. Queen e2 gives black a wide berth. You've got everything. C5, b6, e5 even. Playing e4, e5, giving white the extra move, queen e2. But knight f6 I never remember seeing that. I actually expected him to play d5. But knight g8 isn't so bad, actually. This is kind of a cool idea from Heroku. Why not? I don't think that my reaction is optimal. I was talking about playing like closed games versus open games, and that's why I took on d6. But if you ask me like objectively like what the best move is, I would agree that probably I shouldn't trade off my central pawn on d6 there. I agree. Probably not the best move. Here again, we have an issue. If 95, 94. 95, 94, where am I going to go? Back to D1. Doesn't help. I was supposed to play weird openings. That's why I played Queen E2. H3 just a prophylaxis against Knight G4. Maybe give my bishop retreat squares with G4. Yeah, thank you for the raid, One Mad Queen. We were really low on viewers the last couple days. Today's been better, though. Yesterday was bad. We have to compete with Magnus Carlsen and Chess 24. Those guys are having their big Magnus Extravaganza. Does the Magnus Extravaganza ever have a day off? Does anybody know? Because I haven't watched on Chess 24. They have like a rest day for that thing? They must have like a rest day. It's probably today, right? I think my stream is hanging. Does the Magnus Rapid and Blitz Extravaganza have a rest day? Does anyone know? Today is Fabi versus MBL, okay. Well, it's not today then. I would think they would have a rest day. They would have to. I mean, it's going on for a long time. Although it's not like you have to like leave your house or anything. It's not quite as demanding as an over the board like physical tournament. Wow, we got the bits. It's hot in here. Why was it suddenly so hot in here? It's already hot in my office, man. It's like when it's 65 degrees outside, it feels like 90. I have to get the fan. I have air conditioning only downstairs. 500 and cool air, obviously, you know, falls. 500 bits from Berenson. See Whisper. Dirty whispers in the chat. Submitted some avatars for the subs. I will consider it. Thank you, Matt, for the sub avatar concept. I know you mentioned this earlier. Thank you for the donation. I will check it out. So B6, G4. This is probably not great. Weakening my kingside acerbate. I wouldn't call this a good plan. Heroku playing very well. B6, Bishop B7, Bishop D6 is a great move. Yep, not a happy camper here. I'm not a happy camper. I did not play this well. We did not play this well. We have no advantage with white. Black has a strong pawn at D5. Look, I am honest about my chess. You know, I try to be honest and objective. This is not a good opening, what I did here. Now we're in panic mode because of my time. Excellent move, Rook C8. Just as I was reaching for my knight to play knight E2, he plays Rook C8. Stay away from my stuff. You guys heard of Aaron Nimzovich? They don't have a rest day because 8 players every day, 2 matches, 4 players. Oh, the players, okay. Yeah, that's true. I'm a freak for asking that question. Knight D7. Had to carefully calculate this. Oh, you don't even have D4. Man, I just take my mini fridge and like open it up. I just tilt the door open on the mini fridge. It's like instant air conditioning. It's probably not good for the environment. I'm releasing Freon into the air or something. I don't know. But it feels good to open up the mini fridge. All right, what are we doing here? I talked about C4 long ago. Another ambulance. All right, we're going to change the plan. We're going to change the dynamic. Do I have an ambition plan for GM? At one point, I had a dream to become a Grandmaster before I'm 50. The 50-year-old virgin. We can do like a version of Feingold. Feingold's 40-year-old Grandmaster. But like some things in my life kind of got messed up. If everything had gone according to plan, and I'd been like a millionaire, maybe. But last couple of years have been really, really rough for me. Between this virus thing starting now, before that, I got sidetracked with my mom getting sick. I haven't really been able to get back into playing tournaments. I was just getting back into playing again, like for let's say since I played a number of tournaments between January and March, and then I just started to get back into it when the COVID virus started. Literally, I get shut down like as soon as I started playing again. Just doesn't seem like I'm destined to become a Grandmaster. But that's all right. My plan is to win the World Senior Championship, but I'm not eligible yet. I've got to be 50 to be allowed to play. No. You guys are fast. It's unbelievable. They all crack eventually. People hate tension. I mean, I shouldn't make excuses though. I had lots of opportunities. You make your choices. You know, I chose to play poker instead of chess for like 8 years. I probably could have gotten GM if I had focused exclusively on that. But we have to have money to live. You know, I mean, life isn't easy. You make your choices and live with it. I don't know. Heroku is insanely fast, as all of my opponents. We're 29-2 against him. Referencing C4 earlier. Oh no, he has that. Damn it. Why am I in Budapest? Holy crap, I just hung a piece. Why not? Just dropped a piece here. I live in Hungary. That's why I'm in Budapest. Alright, that's where I live. So everything was good, but I lost my composure here. Wow. Really good defense by black. Slightly better, and I lost my mind, dropped a piece. But knight f5 is a blunder. He's got me in time pressure the whole game. Aggressive game by black. Only the third time I've lost against him. I'm very impressed by the level of play by you guys. Time wasn't the problem. Well, time was the problem, but I was watching my time. That's how I dropped a piece, trying to move too fast. But he played a really good game. I mean, this should be a draw. You know, I'm trying to win a draw position, essentially. I felt like he caved. He caved with C takes or E takes D. Now I'm finally slightly better when I drop a piece, but letting his rook in here was a total blunder. So it was this was typical way to lose a game, but usually one blunder begets another blunder. So once I played knight f5 and he played rook e2, I went completely nuts, you know. I'm still fine after c4, but I knew I had screwed up my position. It's very upsetting to come to the realization that you're not winning anymore, you know, or you have no chances to win. I know there's not many Americans in Hungary because the freaking embassy sucks here. If you go to like Vienna and you need some sort of citizen services, I mean, like you can get an appointment almost any day. But in Budapest, the embassy, it's just horrible. I mean, they've helped me, but they're like, I guess, understaffed and don't have much support. It's been a really difficult. If I ever need to get anything done, it makes me kind of pissed off. Anyway, so good game. We dropped that knight there on e7. I'm not gonna keep playing after that. Joyful Emptiness, really good player. All right, weird openings. Knight c3. I'm sure there's plenty of Americans in Hungary, but not compared to, you know, maybe more cosmopolitan cities like Vienna or, you know, Munich or Berlin or somewhere like that. But if I need to get something notarized or some important thing comes up, you know, it's like I can't even get an appointment. It's criminal. I speak Hungarian. I've lived here since 2004. It's not like I just moved here. I've been living here for a pretty long time. We got sun problems. I think today it's supposed to rain. Today or tomorrow. But I'm being blinded by the light. That 80s song. Masturbate, who was that? Blinded. Blinded by the light. That was really cheesy. Cheesy mid-80s pop music. I don't know about challenges. We've got 1 hour. So if the average game is like 12 minutes, I can probably play like 5 more games. Bonus Spurs, you speak Hungarian? Hungrois. Really? Yeah, like when I first visited Hungary in 1996, it was a real issue. Like, not that many people spoke English. More people learned German. But nowadays, it's much more common for people to know English. So you don't really have any issues with that. I mean, it's almost as prevalent as any other European countries. It's not like Denmark where like everybody learns English automatically, but it's pretty easy. Most people know some English. But I think as far back as like the mid-90s, you did see a lot of people who didn't speak English at all. Hungarian is not related to any other languages, so, well, I mean, they say it's like grammatically related to Finnish, but it's not close or anything. 97. I'm facing an extremely strong player here, so he's supposed to be 2600 in bullet. He seems really serious, too. Never really talks or anything. We're speculating as to his identity last time. Manus Purge, you did create a distraction. Somebody's to blame for me hanging a piece last game. Started asking me all sorts of questions, and I dropped my knight on e7. But frankly, I was in time pressure. Yeah, I'm paying too much attention to the chat when I'm playing, probably. A lot of streamers don't do that, and I do it too much, I think, when I'm playing Blitz. Obviously, I have to pay attention to the chat, but not to the detriment of my games. And a lot of people ask sort of silly questions sometimes. I hate this move. But it has its points. I have a kind of thing about not playing knight g3. Other streamers who play bullet, it's about like wasting your time and trying to look cool, you know. I mean, if I wanted to just play for my own gratification, I wouldn't play 7+3 probably. But I need to have more time to commentate the games. My favorite time control is 5-0, and I can play 3-0 if I'm in practice. But I don't like to play faster than 3-0. But in my opinion, as I state all the time, like anything faster than that is just a waste of time. You know, it's fun, but it's not instructive for anyone. But most people who are streaming don't care about trying to help other people get better. They just want to act cool and impress people with their mouse skills. It's really meaningless to me. But I've been of the same opinion since maybe when I first started playing online chess back in 1996, you know. I also didn't like to play bullet chess. It's not like I just came to this conclusion when I got old or something, you know. I've been consistent. I've been always very consistent about it. It's not because I'm 40-year-old master and I can't pick up the mouse anymore, you know. I've always thought it was a waste of time. The 212, I never got into that, Mr. Coffee. The 212 sounds like a train or something. I'll see you for the 212. I'm a purist. I mean, I like 5-0, no increment, and I'll do 3-0. But I started playing increment chess when I started streaming, like, for the sake of you guys, basically. And in general, trends in over-the-board tournaments as well, which incorporate increment into every kind of time control. I remember the first time I played with time delay, I lost to FM Teddy Coleman, like, because I refused to stop playing for time. I never liked increment, and I never played increment until 2016 when I started this stream. But now I'm like used to it. But it's the only way I can really take time to explain ideas. Joyful Emptiness seems like a really good player, but he's extremely serious. No weird openings for him. Very principled and solid. Now, I had a theory yesterday. My theories can sometimes be out there, but my theory about Joyful Emptiness, playing like Karl Schlechter, he loved to play this type of structure. Schlechter was a famous Austro-Hungarian Empire era master from Vienna, who almost became world champion, but a lot of people never heard of him because he died very young. He tied a match, or he drew a match against Lasker. But he loved to play with this type of structure where you have the double pawns, the closed positions. It looks like one of his games. How about this position? What do we got here? I'm not that big on chess history, but I like to have some appreciation for masters of the past. Anyway, I'm just sort of randomly saying stuff here. Great play by Black. Joyful Emptiness is... He did lose a couple games. We hosted a Blitz, a rather rapid tournament yesterday. He did lose a couple of games. Not against me. He's never lost against me. But he did lose a couple games, so he seems beatable. Though his play is, for me, it's remarkably correct. You'd have to be a very, very strong over-the-board player to be 2600, but also not this like crappy like move the pieces really fast, you know, just to try to win on time style. Like a correct, really solid pace, slow, just slowly improving the position, really systematic style, almost like playing myself. I mean, but he's totally anonymous. Knights Templar, I'm not totally. I don't have a defined style like that. I'm adaptive. I'm not aggressive and tactical. I don't really fit into a category. I try to play to the weakness of my opponents. I try to adapt my style to take advantage of the weaknesses of my opponents. More universal, but it seems like in my old age, I've sort of gradually kind of moved toward being into more an endgame play. Rook takes c7, rook takes c7, rook takes c7, pawn takes e3, rook takes d7, queen d7. That's looking good. Losing the file here. Maybe I shouldn't lose the file here. Yeah, this is why should I lose the file? Wow. I didn't think he would do that, frankly, because of this move, but then he has a fork. So I did not spot that. But it doesn't matter about the fork, right? I don't know, joyful emptiness. We're a little skeptical about who this is. We have an old friend from the stream. Yeah, well, it's funny. It was funny, no problem at all. My internet here, and you're in Hungary as well, was really good lately, but I dropped my internet connection against an 1100 the other day. It's really kind of funny. I'll check him out with queen d6. How about I give you the exchange? The only even microscopic, okay, this is sort of sick, but I would say the only even microscopic weakness I've found with joyful emptiness seems to be a tiny bit of materialism. It's like a very little bit materialistic. I'm getting a little suspicious at the point where I can't beat him a single game. You kind of wonder why someone would want to play you if you can't beat them a single game at one point. Why would he be interested in playing me if he's so good that I can't beat him a single game? That starts to make you kind of paranoid. I've seen that kind of thing before. I'm just going to resign. I don't know if I'm going to continue to play this account. It just seems like it's too perfect. It just seems kind of strange. Why would somebody who's so good that I can never beat them be interested in playing me every day and being on my stream every day? Doesn't seem to make sense, you know? If he was really that good, then he wouldn't be interested in playing me, you know? I think it's someone I'm not going to play this account anymore. It's just, I'm sorry, you know? I just don't. I can't really. I can't really. If it was like a title player and was a friend or something, I could understand. But to be anonymous and not ever, you know, be beatable, it just, I can't figure it out. I don't see why they would be interested in playing me unless they were like trolling me, you know, honestly. If it was like a grandmaster, you know, they wouldn't be interested in playing an IM. It's just too good. I think that it's some kind of abuser or something. Not interested playing that account anymore. I really don't know, but it could be Tushar. We had another guy who was creating new accounts all the time. He's like a 1900 player and had like 5 different accounts where he was using engines and stuff to play. But I don't want to play that anymore. It makes me paranoid. I think I'm playing a computer. I can't play normally when I think I'm playing against a computer, by the way, so please don't challenge me anymore. It's just not fun. All right, next game, Olaf Meister, Ultra Camde. I noticed how he lost a couple of games in the Blitz tournament yesterday, though he won it easily. It was almost like he was throwing bones. You know, that's the feeling that I got from the results of that player in yesterday's Rapid tournament. Just to lose a couple games to some of the random players to make it look like they're legit or something. I don't trust that account, and I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to admit that there's something weird. Even like 2,500 Blitz players like lose 1 out of 5 games or something. It's not. It's just too strong, and the time is like it constantly plays the moves in the same pace. The moves just keep coming exactly the same sort of amount of time between every move. Just, I don't know. There's no evidence to convict them of being a computer, but I'm just too suspicious to the point where I can't, in good faith, continue to play them. It feels like a Tushar type of player, you know, where it's doing a good job of pretending that it's human, but it's not. You know, you can kind of feel it. I would never be able to get their account banned. There's not enough evidence. They're too careful about it. I couldn't prove that's a computer, but it doesn't feel right to me. How can you play so well in Bullet? Do you know how many accounts are like 2,900 in Bullet on lichess that have been banned? You can like get an automated bot to do it. I mean, there's a million people that have been banned from lichess. Are you kidding me? This idea that you couldn't cheat in Bullet chess is like, that's like a relic from the Dark Ages. It's easy to cheat, man. It has to be very carefully guarded against. Maybe in 2003, you couldn't cheat in Bullet chess. If you go back about maybe 16 or 17 years, even then it was probably possible if you had really, really, really deeply worked on it. All right, I got to concentrate. Anyway, I'm not going to play that account anymore. I'm not trying to, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Like, it's possible it's a false positive, but that's the feeling. In my gut, I usually am right. If you just couldn't ever lose to me game after game, you would cease to be interested in playing me unless your intention is other, you know, which means that you're getting a rise out of playing with me because you're cheating or something. Going for this bishop. I'm tired. Well, the thing is, Jim, yeah, you're fed up of reporting, but we have a responsibility to report the cheaters. You know, keep it to the ones that you're really sure about. But you have a kind of obligation I can't report that player. I can't admit there's enough evidence to report them for sure. But I have a gut instinct that tells me something's not right about that account. And that's enough for me, you know. I'm just not going to play them anymore. I've lost interest. Jello Baby Chess. Who are you exactly? Is that you? How do you know my games with that player so well? I mean, that would be the whole point, dude, that they would have to make mistakes. Otherwise, I would know they were a computer right away. The whole point is that they're going to have to like incorporate blunders and losing moves into their game. I mean, that's what most cheaters do. But it doesn't matter, man. I mean, I'm going to lose to people. If Magnus Carlsen played a computer cheater, like they could throw in lots of blunders. They could give Magnus exchange odds and he would still lose, you know. It wouldn't matter, dude. You can give piece odds to grandmasters and still beat them with engines. I mean, it's not really an argument. I just have a very good instinct. I'm almost always right. But the motivation for me doesn't make sense. You know, why would this player who can't lose to me, he's so strong that he can't lose to an IM in like 5 games or even come close, be interested in playing me again and again and again? You know, why? What's that about? Doesn't make sense. This total anonymity, less than 100 games, I can just tell you that I can't play that account anymore because I can't. I think it's a computer. You know, that's my honest answer. I think it's a computer, and I can't play them without just thinking like I have to play like I'm playing a computer, which changes my whole style. You know, I can't play my normal game against that player anymore because I think that I'm playing a computer, and it's hard to admit that. You know, while I'm playing. I just lost a pawn here. But it's actually a sacrifice. I hate the computer discussions. I'd rather not have to have them. But that's the life. Maybe I just play c5. I'm down a pawn, but I have some compensation. Definitely. I just have to go with my instincts. That's all I have at the end of the day. You know, if I can't trust my instincts, then I'm done. But anybody who's going to cheat, last comment on this, can't just play the best moves because you automatically get flagged. Like, they have to play some bad moves mixed in with the good moves. Otherwise, they would be like, you know, a red flag. I mean, of course he's going to drop an exchange or make some mistake somewhere. He has to. If he doesn't, like, he's going to get his account banned almost immediately. So this is interesting. He played bishop e4, offering me my pawn back. What if I take it? Then he takes with a knight, and I can't play d5 because the knight takes c5. So I have to play d5. Then he has. Well, I'm going to take the pawn on d4 at the end of the day. That's pretty sophisticated. Very sophisticated concept. So playing pawn takes d4, knight b3, knight a4. I can probably pull this off. But I like that idea. Olaf Master, a very sophisticated pawn sack there. I sacked a pawn. He sacked it back temporarily. Everybody I play is strong. There is a problem with Olaf Master, although he asked nicely to play on the stream. He has less than 100 games, and the first rule I said yesterday was I'm never going to play anybody who doesn't have 100 games. And I was making an exception here for Olaf Master, but I don't like to do that, okay? We've had a lot of issues with opponents consistently, and again, we're like immediately making an exception to the rule I just created. Got nowhere to put my my knight. Bullet games don't count. That's my rule, period. You know, we're just... This is kind of a weird move, but I don't know what else to do. I have to get my knight off of a4 in some lines. Whoa. Kingside, he is giving me an exchange. Playing too fast. I think he has a good game there, or at least a reasonable game, until he plays knight g4. But what do you want him to play here? Rook e2. How does he meet the threat of this? Because there's no a3. Not so simple. Tactically devious. Tactical deviant. I have to take the knight on f6. Very dangerous prospect. But I don't have a better plan. King takes, queen e5 check, king e7, rook c7 check, rook d7. I'm taking my life in my hands here. Extremely dangerous tactical player. 1642 in Blitz. He's a maniac. I'm like usually scared when I play higher rated players. People are not scared of me on lichess. And over the board, they're actually scared of me. But somehow online, like, people have no fear. Now f6, rook c7 check looks really, really dangerous. Maybe it doesn't work. I don't know if I want to play f6 anyway. Maybe we should just avoid that. Thursday analysis stream. That's tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Yeah, that's tomorrow. It's Wednesday already. Alright, rook e2. Not really a threat. f6, you mean? f6 weakens my e6 square. I'm a little concerned about this. I would drop a pawn. f6 probably loses there. Or at least it's very dangerous. I would love to play that move if I could. Feingold said it's bad. I don't know. I don't really agree with him all the time, but in this case, it probably is really bad. Okay, let's try not to give like too many specific moves while we're thinking on a position. I do ask you guys like not to make direct suggestions as we're contemplating the move. Like Martin Dan just said, white has queen g7, right? Let's not be that direct about the suggestions. White has some compensation here. Like if I'm playing a computer, this is kind of what I'm talking about in the previous argument, but if I was playing a computer here, I wouldn't be surprised if I lost, even though I'm up a piece. I think I would go with the computer, with white, against me if I'm playing an engine in this position, in this time control. Dangerous. Quite a dangerous position. Got to be very, very careful. Bishop d6, though. Yeah, bishop d6, queen g5 check. That's the whole point. See? This is an exceedingly dangerous position. I might even lose. How am I supposed to defend against this? He's 1600 in Blitz. That's hard to believe. How could you be 1600? Wow. 1600. And you're like twice as fast as me. Right. You're new. It's a new account. I mean, you'd be at least 2000. He's just getting used to the site. That's a strange thing to bring up, Mana Spurs. Fisherman being attacked by a drunk guy. Pleasant. I'm just not in a good mood. Sorry guys for being so grumpy. Alright. But I mean, you know, dude. I get, this is my challenge. 1600. He's got 3 pawns for a piece. In a position that a computer would win against me. Probably. In time pressure. It's still very unclear. Of course. Or you can't possibly lend credibility to the 1600 Blitz rating, dude. Whatever you say. There's no way he's 1600 in Blitz. Like, what's that rating about? He's not a master, clearly, but I mean, this 1900 and rapid, maybe. But he's fast, which makes the Blitz rating look ridiculous. You should be higher in Blitz and playing this fast. 1600 Blitz is really, really pretty weak. I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but I'm normally around 2500. And 1600s are like, you know, shooting ducks in the pond. Under normal circumstances. Blundered. And he's insanely fast. I should win this game. Immediately sees the tactical trick with a fork there. Clearly a good Blitz player. Resigning prematurely here. Yes, Black is winning. But I mean, nobody resigns in this position. Thank you for the respect. I don't know. I mean, I think I let the position get completely out of control. I was terrified at this point. You know, that you have like pretty legitimate compensation. scary position for black. Even though the engine says it's plus 2.1, that's not a big deal. In a fast time control, no way. I'm confident there against anybody with less time. My king in the middle of the board. But you're not 1600, maybe 1900. B3, weird openings, almost forgot. So thanks everybody for joining me, supporting the stream. Tomorrow night I host, thanks Jim, Queen G5 was one of his key ideas there. Hosting a subscriber stream where I go over games submitted by our subscribers. Seriously here. Yeah, this is annoying. Why did I play knight c6? Okay, I looked at this line with f6 recently. Not so distant past. Bishop e5, f6. Though I've never played this in a serious game, I've analyzed it with one of my students. We're going to call his b3 opening, you know, kind of unusual. That's our unusual opening for this game. You could play a5. I've played that against you, as you know. Yeah, I've been playing a5 for years. You started on lichess. You were 2050 on chess.com. Yeah, I mean, you got to be around 2000. You're not 1600. That's clear. I'm not sure about the disparity between the evil chess site and lichess as far as ratings go. Other people might know that better than me. I don't play on that site, so I don't know where the ratings stand, comparatively speaking now. d4. I think that's the best move. It's basically an Owen reversed. Maybe you should start playing b3 with white acerbate. You could just have an all-encompassing opening repertoire. (103). So e4, gotta watch for this check. It has to be e4. Move 11 had a game, one of our subscribers, I think the same line. It's like a winnower French. This is a weird move. It might not be that bad, but I mean, generally you want to play for c4. So that seems counterproductive. Could get quite sharp though. This might be some kind of real move. Alcobra from Rainbow. Tricky. Knight c3. Now f3? f3, knight f6. I'm okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think knight c3 is best. But this is standard. You might want to play another move first, like knight e2 or something, I don't know. But it's basically a reverse French. This bishop on b2 doesn't do a lot. You would normally want to trade it off with maybe bishop a3. It looks like I'm playing Badur Jubava. Jubava, or Yubava, he's obsessed with playing this b3, knight c3 type of stuff. I think now bishop d6 makes sense, no? I guess we have a lot of options, but this is clearly a good plan for white. Hate the French. I hate the French with white. I hate it with black too. What about Mysterious Expert? The name of that talented kid. I played him a couple times. What's up with him, Jim? What's up with him, Jim? Was he American? You had a game in this position. Seriously? With white? Or black? You played both, right? Veritable expert with both colors. B3, D5. With white. You played knight C3 with white? When I say American, I mean like from the United States of America. Just to be clear. I don't know. Clearly there's several options. So if knight f4, what do I do? Do I take it? Oh, the first 5 moves. Yeah, my question was, would you play knight c3? Because I think that's a controversial move. It might not be bad. But it is controversial. I can't just drop a pawn. So we don't have a lot of options. Take or a6. Those are your choices. I guess this way I can avoid my pawn structure getting destroyed. But it's not very exciting. At least Alcobra has enough games, over 100. Takes a very special player to go for this type of setup, though. To play a Nimzovich / Owen defense reversed with white. Private lessons with Yubaba. Well, this knight clearly is the biggest problem in White's position. Everybody knows that, but you. Little Alexander Ivanov joke. Inside joke. Everyone in the room saw it except for you. Exceedingly positional play. Not commonly seen on lichess. Excellent positional players. It's kind of ironic because he's like playing this move on move 6, which is anti-positional, and he turns into like a hyper-positional player. I don't like my game again. White is like a genius. A little too much of a genius for my health here. Rookie 8 is horrible. But anyway, I mean, it's already... I already screwed up my whole position. White is better. Computer may not agree, but I think white is better here. From a dynamic standpoint. Guys, I have to go in like 20 minutes, just to warn you. Last game or two. But I'm constantly in time pressure due to streaming requirements. I could just like make moves and not say anything. How about sacking a pawn? Can't really justify it, you know. Bishop takes e6, knight f5, and I'd have to sack a second pawn with like e3, which looks kind of unsound. Somewhat unsound. Let's just say that white is not worse. And that's optimistic for black. I'm a pessimist by nature. You never would have guessed that watching my stream. But it served me well to a degree, being pessimistic. It's like playing Roman Djindjiashvili or something. Some kind of like hyper Nimzovician player with like perfect strategic play. White is just better. I would think if you're this good, you'd have to be even higher rated. But apparently he's not that fast. His bullet is only 2023. Maybe time is his only weakness. But he's been faster than me by far. Castling kingside. I think that might be a mistake to castle kingside. At least like hypothetically. He doesn't seem slow to me. It doesn't seem like the kind of player where time would be his problem. I'm thinking like, okay, time is his only weakness. He plays like perfect positional chess. But he's 2023 in bullet. Maybe I have some sort of opportunity here. Must try dynamic chess. If I'm playing a human being, I can go for stuff like this. But if I think I'm playing a computer, I'm terrified to try anything, normally. Shit. I don't understand how, he's only 2023 in bullet. Very fast and strong. This is a crazy move. C3. Wow. That seems nuts. If anything, he's playing a little too fast now. He made a very big positional mistake, allowing me to have protected pass pawn. This is a great try, though. You gotta give him credit for that move. Wow. Wow. He found f3. Now he's virtually saving the game. The self-awareness to play like h4 there. It's like unbelievable. Again, unbeatable opponent. And you're 2023 in bullet chess. Right. I mean, where are these accounts coming from? Seriously. How could he be 2023 in bullet chess and be able to play like that? What is the deal? Constantly like troll accounts. You can't defend like that if you're like 2000 in bullet. I mean, the defense of this ending would require actual thinking. I almost lost, allowing like rook b8 in one position. Check this like most people would lose here, but he finds f3. I'm not even winning after this. c5, miraculous. Defense of this. Now he's better according to the engine. I honestly didn't think I was worse. Unbelievable. He was actually winning at one point. All right, Viscount von James. I don't understand how a player can play that fast and be that insanely good. Would only be 2023 in bullet. There are people running around who are like 2900 in bullet, dude. That's unbelievable. People running around with 3000 bullet ratings. 2023 is really low to play like that. This is equal for black, but it's too symmetrical. Good opening. Practically. You blundered a piece. Bishop takes c6, b takes c6. White has a Nimzo type of position where it's not bad. This loses the piece. This is the most common way to drop a piece in chess. A lot of insanely good new accounts. Last opponent, new account. Tons of new accounts. It's funny, the other day I was playing online with an anonymous account like random opponents who were like 3+2, and like almost every single game I played was like really, really strong. Like if you take the cross section of chess players in the world that are playing online, the average is probably like 1,400. But I mean, I'm playing like every single game was like tough. And we're just talking about like random opponents that I'm getting paired with in 3+2 with an anonymous account. Other guests on lichess. Not computers. I'm talking about mostly legitimate people. But I mean, the level is insane. The average level is like gone from, I don't know, 1,500 to 1,900 or 1,800. It's incredible. I guess it's a good thing. But I think that Viscount von James would be like an average, kind of average level chess player. The world average, 1,500. Some are better, some are worse. But lately, I mean, people are insanely strong. Like normally when I used to play on the mobile, like 3+2 against random people, there would be two kind of opponents. Really weak ones and then people who were like cheating. Then once in a while you get a tough game against an equal strength player. But lately it's just a lot of really good players. The Viscount is getting a little too frisky here, giving up too much material. Need to be more patient, but I think the early blunder was too much of a handicap. I mean, unless you're a computer, you're not going to come back from dropping a piece against a title player. I don't really like my opening, frankly, I normally don't play this move. I don't know what got into me. I've had other games with Astrobate and some other people who played this setup for white, and my normal response here would be A6. But for some reason, I was kind of tired or just impatient, and I played D5. But again, I cheated you out of an unusual opening. We forgot we're supposed to be playing unusual openings. All right, guys, thank you for support today. We're going to play another game. Good amount of viewers. Sitting ducks. Well, they should be. When I'm 1,000 points higher rated, they should be sitting ducks. But you're not sitting ducks. You're the average player in the world. Should be sitting ducks for a player who is among the top, 3,000 players in the world. I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. Again, I was there at that level. I know. I know what it's like to be 1,500. I didn't go to my first tournament and I was 2,200. I totally appreciate where people are. Although I think the rating levels changed. 1,500 today may not be the same as it was when I was 1,500. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's play one more game before we go. COVID 20. Shall we call a draw in the correspondence game? Thank you, man. Only you can win there, Jim. But you almost resigned at one point. Jim tried to resign against me in a correspondence game where he wasn't losing, and I talked him out of it. Is it rated or casual? It's casual, right? It's probably casual. I talked him out of resigning, and then he almost beat me. Well, no, I don't think you can really win. I'm just saying theoretically, right? Like, the only player who stands to lose is me. No, I shouldn't lose. But it's possible. If I was a beginner or I didn't know what I was doing, I could lose. The position is a draw. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to offer a draw. I don't like to offer draws when I'm worse. I mean, it's not good form. It's not good etiquette. I would offer a draw at some point soon, probably. But no, you can't win by force. Only if I make a mistake. So if you're offering me a draw, I accept. I thought I was marginally better at one point, but I may have been just under an illusion that I was better. I don't think I played that well. You played pretty well. I think I could have played better. I never thought I would be worse in the end game, but that's what it came down to. I'm actually slightly worse. 6,000, what? There's not 6,000 GM title players, dude. There can't be. 6,000 Grandmasters? I don't think so. Maybe if you count Arena GM, Masturbate. There's probably about 4,000 of those. FIDE Arena GM. It's a scam. Don't buy it. I think the FIDE Arena would be... That's really messed up. Did you guys know that FIDE is... No, it wasn't FIDE, wait. Or FIDE was trying to organize some tournament? But on chess.com? They have their own site for playing this corrupt FIDE Arena. But they were trying to organize a tournament on another site or something like that. It's really sad. Inoculate this guy. Yeah, COVID-20, man. I don't know. That's the same thing again. Another one of these boring closed Sicilians. I give up playing weird openings. I did it again. You did the same thing against me recently. You did the same thing against me already. This is his setup. It's like a homegrown variation. I like putting my rook opposite enemy queen. You can never go wrong with that. But my forward pawn is on c5. Also, this pawn is the most likely to get traded off. You could look at it that way. Why put the rook on c8? I haven't been playing well of late. I think the lockdown isn't good for anybody, but it might be for some, I don't know. The lockdown is good if you normally never get a chance to play at all and you're at home, I guess. But for me, I'm not really in good form. Working too much, teaching lessons to be able to play. By the time it's like evening and I'm done my work, I'm so tired that I can't play. I can't play chess for fun. You know, it's painful. I'm a chess prostitute. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I just can't play, you know, extracurricular chess as well as I would like. I'm working all day, and then I'm tired by the time I'd like to play for my own pleasure. COVID-20. Hopefully there's no COVID-20. We have to, what's the word I'm looking for? Eliminate? I wanted to say exacerbate. That's not good. So I knew my rook would be good on the C file. See? This is what I'm talking about. I knew this rook would play. A very important concept. But he just carved out a good square for his knight on c3. Not a bad game. He's also adhering to an important concept. When you when you face a wing attack, like my knight is attacking him on the flank here, knight h5, knight f4 off to the side, he's hitting me in the center with d4. This is absolutely fundamental. Queen b6, for example, just knight c3. I have no tactics. I have a bad feeling about this too. Do we sacrifice a pawn here? Can I sacrifice a pawn? Man. a6, dropping my e5. What on earth is a FIDE arena? Why does it have its own GM title? Well, some years ago, the International Chess Federation created a website for hosting their own online chess, called the FIDE Arena. And they incorporated titles for that online arena along with their other titles. But the requirements for the titles are like really bogus. Like you can be a relatively weak amateur and be an arena grandmaster. And Asterbay claimed there were 6,000 grandmasters in the world, but the only way that's possible is if like 2/3 of them are FIDE arena grandmasters. All the International Chess Federation's titles are designed primarily as an income generating process. I mean, this is one of the only ways they can make money, in addition to charging, fees for rating tournaments. I'm not a fan of the International Chess Federation, in case you didn't guess. Highly corrupt organization. They don't have a good reputation. Let's leave it at that. Man. COVID-20 playing great game. Delaying that knight. Okay, honestly, I would want to bring the knight out first. Well, I expected him to play d5. Going for my a-pawn. d5, knight b8, bishop d7, knight d7, queen a7. Of course, it's a little dangerous. He didn't want to fall behind in development. I don't know what to tell you. Is this a good move? Probably not. It's probably a really bad move. Yeah, those stats look a little closer to reality. Barons and Knights says there's 1,600 Grandmasters and 3,700 International Masters. That looks like believable. But I think that there's way more than there were like 20 years ago. The titles became a lot easier. There used to be more tight requirements for becoming Grandmaster IM. One of the biggest relaxations of requirements was de-requiring I don't know what you call it, unrequiring? De-requiring people to play round-robin tournaments to earn the title of Grandmaster or IM. You used to have to travel a fair amount to find enough tournaments where you could qualify to become a GM or an IM. In my generation, there was almost no way you could get a title by not leaving, without leaving the United States. But now there's like all these like players who are able to make all their title norms like in the United States without even leaving the country. That certainly wasn't possible 20 years ago. Almost impossible. because FIDE has relaxed a lot of requirements, you know, and I think their main point is to make money. Yeah, that's not in doubt. Interesting. Little trap. Trapped my knight. Dirty pool. That is some dirty pool. Give me my knight back. I want my knight back. I don't have any good moves here. This isn't going to save my knight. It did save my knight. Oh my god. Accidental. Check. I didn't even realize. It's check. Oh, it's protected. Alright guys, I gotta go. That was funny, but I did not intend to induce b3, protect my knight. Just happened by accident. I gotta go, guys. Thanks for the games. We'll see you all tomorrow night. Don't forget, if you are a subscriber to my stream, please check out our subscriber stream tomorrow night. You can submit a game to my handle here, Sparkle Horse on lichess, and we'll go over like 10 games. I'll send a message to subscribers to the channel a little bit later. Thanks to everybody, and from my Panda. From my Panda and myself, guys, thanks for playing. Good stream today. Thank you, guys. Stay safe. Wear a mask. Don't be like Mike Pence. Bye-bye.